windy day at the ocean, I gazed out at my options and puzzled over my next piece. Tossed a stone in the ocean.
Welcome to my podcast. My name is William Stewart, MS Ambassador for the MS Society. On my podcast, this is a place where people that have MS give them an opportunity to share their story and be vulnerable to tell people that don't know a little bit more about MS. Our platform will be on all platforms. It will be on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Today, I'm talking to Alexis. Alexis, can you please introduce yourself and tell everyone when you were diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, please?
Yeah, so my name is Alexis. I actually live in North Texas, and I was diagnosed in March 2021 after chasing my diagnosis for 9 years.
After chasing it for 9 years.
Yeah,
So what do
yeah,
you
I
mean
had
about
all
that?
so I went to multiple doctors and a rheumatologist and a neurologist who all missed that I had classic MS symptoms. Yeah, I was just told that I was overweight and that I was just too stressed. So
Said
that's what
nine
they,
years, so that persisted.
9 years, 9 years. Yep.
Wow. So, because I know a little bit about multiple sclerosis and Social Security. So,
Mhm.
so did they give you a back pay for that 9 years?
So I don't have Social Security benefits. I just I chased my MS diagnosis that long. So I just got diagnosed just over 4 years ago. I'm healthy enough to be able to work now. When I first got diagnosed, I was not. But I'm on some good medications and I have a phenomenal doctor who helps me.
Where do you
Yeah.
work at? Where do you work at, if I ask?
So I'm actually a professional pet sitter. Yeah. And so I do that full time and I can bring my kids with me. And we actually have dogs here that we do daycare or we board them in our home. And I also do walks.
Really?
I'm very fortunate to be able to walk enough. Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
That's nice. So do you have pets? Do you have dogs yourself?
We have one dog that she's a big dog. She was supposed to be little bitty, but she's 75 pounds. She's a big dog.
What kind
She
of
loves it
dog?
too.
What kind?
She's some kind of mix. We think she's some kind of Great Pyrenees Shepherd mix. We don't know. We got her from the Humane Society.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love dogs. Dogs is real. Dogs is like you say, is your best friend. You know, dog is always there, no matter what. They don't care what's going on. They're
Yeah.
your best friend. I love it. I love dogs. I should get me another dog actually myself. Okay. When was it when you saw that you had used to when you saw your multiple sclerosis kicking in?
So I didn't know it at the time, but even as a kid, I was having symptoms. At about 8 or 9 years old, I got optic neuritis. And we just thought that that's about when I got my glasses. We thought it was just migraines from school and being, straining my eyes. Then in high school, I started having numbness and pain in my legs. We thought it was just pinched nerves. But then I really started chasing my diagnosis at 20, I can't even think 9 years prior to 2021, when that is.
Okay.
That's when I really noticed I was falling down, I had vertigo, and I was really sick all the time. I had brain fog, but I had a significant event happen about then, which is why that all flared up.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, my story is I thought I had a stroke. I thought I had a stroke before I went and got professionally diagnosed. So I probably was just walking around Cleveland, Ohio, just limping around for about believe it or not, for about a good year and a half before I
Mhm.
went and got a diagnosis from a professional.
Right,
And the doctor said, well, we got some good news and some bad news. The good news is that you didn't have a stroke. I said, woo.
right,
I wiped the sweat off my forehead. I said, woo. Because I heard a stroke can reoccur. You know, stroke can reoccur. I said, well, I'm glad I didn't have a stroke. He said, but you do have MS. Like, MS? I look around like, the only thing that I know about MS is it stands for multiple sclerosis.
hmm,
I didn't know anything else about it. I didn't know anything. So that's my story.
yeah.
So let me ask you this: did you play any sports when you were younger?
I did, and I was actually in the marching band in high school. I was pretty active. After I graduated high school, not too much. I would do it, recreationally with my boyfriend at the time, now husband, and then our friends. And we did a lot of dancing on the dance game DDR.
Yeah,
And yeah, and then I gained too much weight, had to stop doing that. But then when I went back to it after I got diagnosed with MS, I noticed I'm a lot dizzier. I'm a lot more
yeah,
fatigued, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So that's when you had to get a professional diagnosis yourself also.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. Did you change after MS changed you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mentally, a lot of the little things used to get to me. And the day I got diagnosed, I said no more because the stress is I'm gonna be stressed about this
Yeah.
or I'm not.
Yeah.
And then the little things like taking control of every situation, I let it go. And physically, I made sure that I got myself healthier for at the time I only had a very young daughter, but we now have a young son as well. But I wanted to make sure I'm as healthy as possible.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. How do you deal with adversities that comes with having multiple sclerosis?
So, there are times where I get really fatigued and I just feel like I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. But, I'm still mom and I'm still home for the majority of the time. And so when it comes time to cook, there are no rules that you have to stand at the counter. It's
Hmm.
okay to sit down and chop your
Hmm.
veggies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can sit down. I have an office chair that I'll roll to the sink to wash the veggies or whatever. But it's the same way with my teeth. If I'm too tired, I do that. I also have a shower bench and the
Yeah.
kids love it. They get
Yeah.
to stand on the shower bench and they feel like they're in the rain, you know.
Yeah.
So,
That right there is the exact answer that I was looking for. Because how you deal with your adversities,
mhm.
you still got to be mom. You still got to do your thing. That's cool. That's real cool. But when is your birthday? Let me ask you, when is your birthday?
So in March, and I actually 4 years ago got diagnosed for my birthday. That was not a good birthday, but I was far more appreciative of the little stuff at that point, you
Yeah.
know.
You said March what? March what day?
My birthday is March 4th. So,
Oh, my
yeah, and
mom is March 5th.
really,
Mom.
yeah, I think I got diagnosed. It was either March 3rd or 5th, right around my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said that was not a good birthday present.
No, no, it wasn't. But I finally had answers as to what's going on. I knew that it wasn't just in my head, like I had
Yeah,
been told.
yeah, yes. That's why it's good to go get that professional diagnosis. So at least you could be in the know. Yeah, I agree. I agree. How does MS affect your work life?
So I actually got certified to be an elementary school teacher. Um, and after having my daughter, I didn't want to leave her. And then 9 months postpartum, which is common for symptoms to flare up after pregnancy, that's when I finally got diagnosed. And I said, I can't be a teacher. It's too stressful. So for a while, I didn't work. But this last November, I have a good friend who does pet sitting, and she said, you need to do it. You need to do it. I'm able to be flexible with my schedule. I'm able to bring the kids, and I can count on my friend to back me up when I have infusions, which is coming up. And then if I'm sick, she can help me too. So it's been really great.
Good. That's good. That's very good. That's very good. Do you need any combinations that help you with your MS? Because me, I have an AFO. Actually, I have two. I have two AFOs that help me from foot drop. I use that. Do you have a AFO or anything like that?
We don't have an AFO. I know that Angela, who is my friend that you've interviewed, she does. I keep a cane close by. I have a walker. I have like the shower bench, little things. I want to get the handrails in the house.
Yeah.
But I also have a 64-ounce water bottle that I keep with me at all times because I have severe heat intolerance when I'm walking dogs, and a neck fan. And I have the towels. You just wet them and sway them, and then
Yeah.
they stay cold. It's not even
Yeah.
ice, but it stays cold for a long time.
Have you ever
So I like that.
tried? Have you ever tried or heard of a I mean, I'm sorry, a cooling vest?
I'm looking into getting one because I know that I forget which who funds it, but they basically offer those out for free for MS patients, and I want that for
Really?
me.
I need to find that
Yes.
out too. Who give it
Yeah.
out for free?
Yeah.
As soon as you find out, please let me know.
Sure. Sure.
Please. Okay. How does MS affect your social life and your hobbies?
So I was thinking about that question the other day, and for the most part, everyone's really supportive of me. But the biggest thing that hinders me is my fatigue. So I tell people, treat me like a toddler. I can go out in the morning. I have to be back by nap time. We can hang out after nap time until bedtime. So that is the biggest issue. And then if I do get invited out for a girls' night out, I'm there from 7 to 9 o'clock. And on the drive home, I'm calling my husband, like, keep me awake,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah. Do you take naps every day?
every day. I
Every day.
very, very rarely will skip. And even though I take meds for fatigue, I have to have them. And that's okay. It's just part of,
Yeah.
helping myself.
It sure is. Yes, yes, yes. Is there any environmental factors that might affect your MS as far as like the rain outside or you know?
Yeah, big time. So I live in North Texas. It's super humid. It's actually storming today. And being outside this morning, I had a dog walk this morning, and the humidity, whether it's cold or hot, humidity makes me sweat. I guess because the atmospheric pressure is just high. And it gets to the point where I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pass out. So, yeah, it slows me down, and it causes all the inflammation to flare up in my body. If I'm ever in a place that's dusty, or if the allergen, the pollen count is really high, all of that
Yep,
makes my body just,
yep.
I just feel
Me too.
so bad. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Sure does. It's fun for me too. Do you sweat in your sleep? I know this wasn't on the list, but since we talked about like the heat, because I sweat in my sleep. Do you
Mhm.
sweat in your sleep also?
Sorry. So I do sweat in my sleep, but I have neuropathy, and so my feet feel cold. So the first part of the night, I have a heating blanket with a timer, and I love my heating blanket. It was not very expensive. I use it every night. So I put the heating blanket across my feet, as well as a weighted blanket and a another blanket.
See,
Um,
I would feel stuck. I would feel trapped. You said a heated blanket. I did. I went to the store and I felt that one day because I thought about it. I felt it as like this thing is heavy. If this thing be on me all night, I don't know if I could do it.
yeah.
But you love it. You do it.
I do it. And, the weighted blanket, I have increased the amount of weight that I have purchased. I'm now at, I think the current one is, it's either 17 or 20 pounds, but it helps with the spasticity in my thighs. So I have all that on me, but I have my heated blanket on a timer, because if it doesn't shut off in time, then I'm sweating. I can't cool off. I can't go back to
Okay, I
sleep.
got
And then I have to,
you.
yeah, I have to freeze everybody else out in the house, turning the air down too low.
So it's not on. It's not on all night. It's not on all
No,
night. Cut off.
no.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
I was wondering. I was like, wow, that sounds like a lot. If you could get back one issue that we have with multiple sclerosis, which one would it be? Because well, I kind of from just listening to you, I know what you're about to say.
uh-huh.
You're probably about to say fatigue, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I knew it,
100%.
knew it, I knew it. Because you know what? But I say the same thing. Because fatigue is one of my adversities also.
Oh, yeah.
Did the
Yeah.
exact same thing. Okay, let me ask you this: what would you tell the young you? What would you tell the young you to look forward to with the multiple sclerosis journey? What would you tell the young Alexis?
What I would tell me when I was younger is that MS will change everything for the better. Mentally, I've let go of a lot of the little stuff. Physically, I'm actually in better shape than I ever was before. I lost 60 pounds, and I just want to keep going. And yeah, you know.
Yeah, good, love it. So do you have symptoms that slow down like your mobility?
Yes, so I do get foot drop. My husband and I call it Target foot drop, because it always happens when I'm at Target. But that's typically because we've been out and about, we've got the kids, it's been a day. Yeah, and then I forgot the question. So there's brain fog, but I forgot the question.
I love
Sorry.
it. Because yeah, when that's my answer. When I get tired, my foot drop is more foot drop. When I'm
Yeah.
tired,
Oh, yeah.
you can always tell when I'm tired because my foot drop will be just dropping. Will be foot dropping. We're doing this thing. What medications are you on? Are you on any medications for multiple sclerosis?
Yeah, so I take Adderall for my fatigue. I just switched to Briumvi from Ocrevus. I loved Ocrevus, but we are trying to get me to find a company that will allow me to have my infusion every 5 months instead of six, because they call it the crap gap, when your symptoms flare up before your infusion. Mine is so significant that I can't do hardly anything.
And you say it happens every about 5 months. That's when that kick in.
Yeah. Yeah. So before my next infusion, my infusions are every 6 months, but about 4 to 6 weeks out, I have issues with my fatigue and my body hurting. So I'm switching to Briumvi, and then I take Adderall for fatigue, and then I take Nurtec for my migraines as needed. But those are My MS and my migraines are linked
Yeah,
completely.
yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you have migraines? Do you have them often?
It depends. I get them at least 4 times a month, but when it's really bad, if I'm under a lot of stress or, mentally, I can have them up to, every day of a month.
Wow. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
What type, I think you said it earlier, but can you repeat it? What type of MS were you diagnosed with?
RRMS, so I'm in the 1st stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. What is the most common symptoms that you have with MS? Like right now, what are you? What's your most common symptoms?
Inflammation for sure, fatigue and brain fog.
Yep. Yep. I got it. I got.
Mhm.
I know this answer is going to be fatigue also. If
Mhm.
you could get back one thing that comes with multiple sclerosis, if you can get it back, what would it be? Which one would it
I would
be?
want my energy back. Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. I just had to ask. I knew you were going to say that. Okay. Before you were actually diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, did you think that something wrong, like something going on?
So I did. For 9 years, I knew something was off. I felt terrible. I had vertigo in my early 20s suddenly. I was sick a lot. My body hurt and I was really depressed. And then I would have these like mood swings. And every doctor I went to said, "You're just overweight. You are not eating healthy. You're stressed." And so for 9 years, I was completely dismissed, which is why I'm a huge advocate for advocacy, especially women, a lot are
Yep.
dismissed by doctors. So it's a big thing for me to push that with
Yeah.
whatever that diagnosis.
Yep. Better than anybody else. Yep. Yes, you do. You sure do. Yes, yes, yes. And finally, Alexis, what's your email so someone can comment on this episode? Do you have an email address that you want to share?
Sure. It's Lexi, Lexih, like Henry, R like Robert, 321 at Gmail.
Okay. At
Yeah.
gmail.com. Okay.
Yep.
So
And I
someone
check that daily.
and you check it daily. Oh, good. Because you know what, some people don't check it daily. Some people don't. Some people don't check it daily. You might miss something, right? Something very
Right.
important. So I think that's it. I think that's it, Lexus. See
Okay.
that didn't hurt at all, did it?
No.
It
Yeah.
didn't hurt.
It was good.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Alexis. Thank you for your
Yeah. Thank you
time.
for having me. Thank you.
Really
Of
appreciate it. Thank you.
course.
And please tell your husband that I would love to interview with you guys, like have both of you guys on here. I would love that. So if you could just let me know when it's possible, that'd be great. Okay. All right. Thank you, sis. And you have a good
Thank
day
you.
today.